Okay, there we are. It's a bit too bright. Something like that. That should be good. So how is everyone doing? I see Thamos, I see Vicious Sal, I see Ragnar Q7. It is too warm for a jacket. Yes, the Flying Dutchman indeed. Except I haven't gotten the ability to fly yet. I'm currently a Nomad Trooper. But I could change myself to a Wyvern Knight. Also, apologies, I haven't had food yet, so you'll see me getting some instant noodles every now and then. It feels like it's been a while. I've been working for like... It's been 5 days since the last stream? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's been 7. Sadly, I promised a few things last stream, didn't get to them. I said I was going to work on some of the skills. The Live to Serve I was going to take a look at. However, my cat... let's see, Live to Serve. Here we are. My cat decided to have like an abscess, which is a big lump on his head from a wound that got infected. And yeah, that just, it decided to cause some irritation. It opened up, there was blood everywhere, pus everywhere. He's doing fine, never was in any real danger, but it did look like a big bloody show through over the entire floor. It's good now, but I did pay a bit of extra attention to him and yeah, didn't get to working on Live to Serve or any of the other skills. So I'm going to get some of the documents ready and we'll take a look, see what is actually going to be a skill that we can work on today. Let's see, we have, if we go to teaching display, that should be good. Paragon, I'm going to add a few of those Paragon into the Paragon map, very important. Battle units, these are all battle stuff, so I can just add them all to the letter B. Battle, battle, battle. There we go. And affinity parameters and affinity bonuses. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, the cat is fine. And yeah, my jacket, I do really like it. It's got this very fancy... Oh. Black is apparently just a color that it doesn't recognize. It's a very pretty snake with a glass of Guinness, made by a friend of mine. I do really like the jacket, but yeah, it's being comfortable is a little bit more important. And Ragnar Q, I do accept donations. I haven't opened a Patreon yet. There is a link below, like in the About Me page. So if you want to, that would be very generous of you. I would try and, like, my goal is getting something out there that people can play before I open a Patreon or a Ko-Fi or anything like that. So I'm working on that, but I want to, before I'm actually actively going to do something regarding donations as a steady stream, I want to get something to you as well. But thank you for offering, and yeah, if you want to, there is still a donation button on the Twitch side. I do have a function or a list of function like the unit get HP. If people are interested, we can go through that entire line instead of working on a new skill. Let's see, the all functions list, here we go. It's quite a long list, so if we're going through that, I will be skipping some of them. Let's see, I can probably zoom this in a little bit so it's easier to read. That should be good. I already made a few comments. I'm going to, once I've got my entire project like set up, and once I've got Daybreak in at least an alpha stage where I have a piece of content that I'm able to share with all of you, I am going to release a lot of the things I have here, like a lot of the notes that I have, so that when people want to do stuff, I am going to be able to give them all the resources they need. For now, I'm going to keep it on Twitch so people can still look at everything, but I haven't finished everything yet. Yeah, as I said, it's I can post a list, but I'm trying to refine it and get some more information on some of the functions myself, try and figure out what some of these things are, and from there on out, once I've got it into a state where I'm comfortable with the amount of documentation, I'm going to release it at that point, which is probably going to coincide with a Daybreak demo. However, that doesn't mean that we can't go through the entire list now, because there's still a lot of information that I don't know myself yet. There's still a lot of things that, when people ask questions, might set me on a tangent that actually gets me to try something new, like we did with the tome animations. So there's still value in that, and whenever people are interested, I can still at least talk about some of the things I've learned so far. But I'd rather get it as a full document in your hands when it's a little bit more robust and has a little bit more documentation. A lot of these luckily aren't all that difficult. If we go by the letter A, we have anonymous functions, which are a lot of script pieces that they have written down as segments so that they can be referenced multiple times. The area is used in many different ways. ARGs I haven't looked at that much yet. This is a sequence for button presses, so A is the A button, and then 8 is, I believe, southward. Could be north, east, or west, but I believe 8 is south, and then the underscores are for pauses. So if I would have A, it would just press the A button continuously. These, of course, achieve bonuses are quite easy to understand. They award bonus experience for clearing the map, and then the direct bonuses for side objectives, such as escaped allies or partner units. Events for units that survive the map, you can tweak this however you want. Live bonus is for allies that survived, and turn bonus is for clearing the map within turn limits. So if you want to, what I'm planning on doing with Daybreak is giving a small reward, but a small reward that doesn't really change that much based on turn bonuses. So you always get a flat amount, but it's not going to be that much, and then really incentivize people to get more bonus experience by going for side objectives, getting some awards. Like there's going to be a ranking system as well in the final release of Daybreak, and that will be tied in with bonus experience. You mean when talking about the persona skill, the personal skill that Gatry has? Well, it doesn't actually exist. That's the problem. I know which one you mean. If we go to terrain name, we have two functions that do exist, which are set terrain data, which sets terrain data, and the set terrain name, which sets the terrain name because it then overwrites it. For example, in 3-5, I believe these are used because the seize point, which is a tile, normally just a plain tile, the terrain data is set to it being a seized tile, so it glows and it has like the bluish, the bluish overlay on top of the normal terrain hue and the terrain look, just it being a plain tile. And then the terrain name is being set from plain to seize. However, what for the personal skill that Gatry would really like to have, that would be get terrain name, and it's not in here. But a get terrain function doesn't exist. That's the problem. I've got it here. I tried seeing if it would just work. So here, get terrain name, I have made this, but it doesn't actually work because it doesn't exist in the main doll file from Radiant Dawn. Sadly, because otherwise I would have a way easier time coding this skill. What I have to do now is get every single position of a tree, and then whenever Gatry is adjacent to any of one of those positions, then it still gets then he still gets a bonus. So it's possible, but it's going to be a lot more coding work. Then we have achieve set. If we're going back to the entire list of functions, achieve set is mostly used for how you achieve the victory condition. Add to current warehouse whatever. This is depositing all items, for example when a unit would die or when a unit is going to shift from one party to another one, and you would want them to retain their inventory in the old group. Something like that could be possible. The add TT is a terrain tile. I presume that's what the TT is for. And it adds a terrain objective tile such as a defend point. So this is used in conjunction with the set terrain data and set terrain name. There's a few of them that I found. If you set the terrain tile to 12, so 12 would be a shine barrier, 21 is treasure sparkles, but there's a different one that we found because there's also a red glowing treasure sparkle which is for the Satori sign. Then we have a hidden shine barrier that doesn't do anything until a combat has passed, and then it functions and it shows up. 9 is a pitfall, and 20 is a defend point, though no visuals appear, so it still needs to work in conjunction with the set terrain data and set terrain name. After epilogue, haven't really looked at that yet because, well, it's the epilogue. There's a lot of stuff that's just in here, like the aids. These are models. This, I believe, is for Torneo, but I don't know what the EV is for. It's probably for a cutscene. Maybe where he uses the dagger to stab Peleus or Micaiah. These all show up because they have to be used, because they have to switch the character that's on the map for this model that's going to be used only in a certain cutscene. The same for Aid Soth Volki, that's Ulki. It's where Soth falls and then Ulki lowers him to the ground. All unit escape, of course, is something that you can use build a flag around. When all units have escaped, you can say that the map has been cleared. Area unit check, haven't really looked at what this does yet. If I were to split this into 2 sets, I could take a look. And for example, area unit check. I don't know where this happens. Sadly, I can't really... Yeah, I'll have to make it slightly smaller, but this should still be readable. Also, Crimson Iron, nice to see you here. Hope you're doing well. I was expecting Garrett Fuller in the YouTube chat as well, but apparently he's busy. Hope you've done some cool stuff. I just talked about it, but I haven't really been able to do much on Daybreak or any of the things that I promised I was going to do coding-wise last stream, because my cat had a big infection, and then due to the pressure it broke, he bled all over the floor. I had to work around that and just take care of him a bit. So I've been working on a few other things that just had to happen in the house. Now going back to area unit check. Yeah, he's fine, don't worry. He's still good. This happens in 307, so area unit check is probably... Yeah, it's used for a talk event. This is if we're going through this, I don't know what the unknowns are for, but this is a callback that happens after every action, and then it prints a certain something. It looks for any unit, just a mind get me, so that's a unit that was targeted by your cursor, and then if get game over, it returns 0. However, if it doesn't get a certain value, this is usually just a flag, because then at the end of this entire conversation it does set that flag so it doesn't trigger multiple times. But if unit get forced by PID is Soth, and then if area unit checks Soth and Ike 4 tiles, probably, like in an area 4 tiles around Soth, if Ike is found, then you get this talk event, and after that it sets something so it doesn't happen again. Like these are probably like talk event Ike Soth or something like that. Hey Garrett, I was just saying like he's probably busy, but you're here. Nice to see you. Always the sunny person in the YouTube chat. And it's a bit on standby right now for Crimson Iron Euro project. If you have any questions, like I don't know if it's specifically a Radiant Dawn project or if you have anything else going on, but if you've got any questions, just let me know. I'm also, for Crimson Iron and Garrett, I'm currently going through the list of functions. Themos was curious about what quite a few of them did, and I'm going to list out the entire thing with comments once Daybreak is going to have a demo version, so that all the resources are a little bit more robust when I've got everything with a good description, when I know what everything does, or at least what most functions do, because currently I also don't know what a lot of them do still. But then once I've got a little bit more knowledge about that myself, I'll make some comments and release the entire document. I'm going to do that later, but talk through it here because I still learn a lot about just talking about it myself and testing things out. But then once it's got a lot of comments, I'll release it to everyone else, to the public, so that everyone has like a really good piece of documentation that can help them with Radiant Dawn editing. Also, I am currently still going to... I still need to eat lunch, so apologies for that. Those instant noodles are very tasty and very easy to make. And let's see, you'll ask later once you're done explaining stuff. No. You might want to ask the question anyway, because this is all the functions and we just got almost to the B, but there is a lot of stuff. If we go to, let's see, Control F Z, there's almost 1100 lines of code. Same areas are probably used for like Micaiah, Leo, and Nolan, so I haven't looked at these, don't know what they do specifically. Attack 1 by position, and I'll use the right tab to look at it. These are usually for animations. I don't know where they show up currently, but they show up a few times. These are in 3.13. So this, I would assume, is going to be, I think, Nyla skirting around the edges and being attacked by all the soldiers, because they're attacks that don't trigger any sound effects. I think that's what they are currently for. However, I'm not entirely sure. This is... I have been looking through all the chapters, of course, because I need to grab stuff that is in one chapter that I can use for something that I want to do myself, but I haven't like taken an in-depth look at every single one. Attack thread, pretty much the same. Avoidance by position, probably what Nyla is doing. And then here we have like backgrounds, backgrounds. Sometimes you, like, I don't know what all of these do specific. B maps, these will be listed with like names and stuff, so this is just a shorthand. But B maps are what you use to load all kinds of characters on the map. Breaks are used as breaks. How do I explain this? Let's see, break, 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 break. So whenever you have a big script, this is something that happens on turn 1. This is with Micaiah and Laverton. It has this entire script, and then at a certain point you have a break, makes a pause, and then from there on out it goes and does something else. So you can have something in between here. It looks like it currently breaks and just doesn't do anything, so I don't know why that one is there specifically, but you can have this script pause and then continue elsewhere. Background, battle thread, pretty much the same thing, like as the BGs. This is where it pulls for a background. Oh, no, never mind, background isn't used, I just used it as a description. There will be a few words that I have just written in here because, stupid me, I made some comments and then just typed in every single letter with uppercase and lowercase to see what I could write down as a function. So we don't actually have background in here. Oh, I shouldn't try to compile this. That's my mistake. Hey, Resident Liability is here. How are you doing? You were just lurking? And I'll make a note of it. You can't get Leth or Mordecai to have the right class or level. I don't know how to fix it. That's Paragon related, so I'll get to that at a later point. But I have made a mental note of it. Battle threads. Also haven't really looked into these all that much. Like, this is mostly for cutscene related stuff. This is all at the gate, and there's like multiple battle threads, probably for simulating attacks and movements on the map. BBB is probably also just something that's used for like pressing the B button multiple times. Before epilogue, also haven't looked at that. Then we have a lot of background music, so we have continue the background music, fading it out, pausing it, starting from start, turning the volume down, volume resume, I don't know what it would do specifically, continue, fade out fast, wait. Like, these are all the same thing in general, except the application is slightly different, but they all relate to the background music. I don't know what the difference is between background music 0 and 1, maybe 1 is like the actual music, and the other one is the chirping of the birds or something like that you would hear in the conversations that happen on map, like the sound effects. That could be something worth looking into at some point. There's even background music too, but they all do pretty much the same thing. No idea what the ED and the ENV are all for. Like, this is an entire section. I haven't looked at background music all that much. The only thing I did do, I don't know how many of you have watched Sanyo, but he had a randomization of Radiant Dawn at some point, and he played it on stream. But to iron out the wrinkles, I made a few changes myself, and I also did a little bit of tweaking to add a little bit of spice and fun for myself to watch as he was going through it. And you know, in how in 1-8, when Micaiah and Nyland, everyone comes back with the prisoners, they come back to the camp overlooking the camp from the cliff, and all the soldiers are shouting, and you hear the... I brought that sound into one endgame as well, when Jared finishes his speech, and you'll hear his soldiers then shouting the same chant. That's the only thing I did so far with music, or background music effects. These noodles are so good. Yeah, other than that, I haven't done much with background stuff, so I can't tell you all that much. Bird animation set walk, I believe, is specifically for Raphael, no, not Raphael, Rayson, Liane, if it ever happens, to Bar Nisala and like the hawks, because they have to stand on the ground. Usually they hover by flapping their wings, but In this case, it's used for actually putting them on the ground when their wings have that really weird, like, rectangular edge that goes down with a 90-degree. Then we have Blackout. Pretty obvious, it just blacks out the screen. BM add forge level is another one that I'm interested in. And it happens in... I believe this is just a remnant for the forge system from the Japanese version. It would be really cool to be able to add forges, like to add a forge mid-map. I don't know how you'd make that a skill, but maybe like upgrade your weapon. However, this is a 0xe callback, which I believe is base conversations, and then if Micaiah and Soth are there, and they're ready to base talk, return 0, return 1, go to L4. And then if you manage to get the check, you have the talk room, the talk event in the conversation room, which is the one with Daniel and George, which is 2 stars, which is the only 2-star version I believe that exists. And then they set your add forge levels, probably so you get like a few forging points, which gives you the option to forge a weapon without having to sell anything. I think that's what it is. BMAP, still the same. Here's a few that are very useful and I'm going to make use of even with skills. BM get money and BM set money. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate it, but I had an idea for like the, what's it called, make a killing from Anna in Engage. Whenever you hit and if you end your experience on like specific values, you get a red gem or you get money added to your convoy. BM get phase, this is usually used for checks. So if BM get phase is 0, then it is player phase. The same for turn. Values are very variable. Set chapter, lose term, most of these make quite a bit of sense. Set money, of course. Set score, only used in debug as far as I've seen. I don't know what it is for. The set value is also highly variable. We can take a look, see where it is used. It is used in turn bonuses, for example. Oh, I need to search more. Also in something with walking directions, chapter title. Like it's used in plenty of places. I saw something with AI. This is with the horse. So I have no clue what this is all specifically used for. It needs more investigation. Set win term, of course, is very important. Boss talk exclusion. Make a killing, like it has a random chance to give you money or a red gem or something like that. I don't know what... It's despoil, I believe, in Awakening? I don't remember what it is exactly, but yeah, it's one of those. Then we have the win term, of course, that sets your... what's it called? Victory condition. Boss exclusion is very important if you want to have different talk conversations between characters. For example, Micaiah versus the boss has a specific conversation in one prologue, whereas everyone else has a standard one. And the boss talk exclusion is used to divert it from the regular one to a specific character-driven one. Then we have build destructions. Like this is for... Build event extinction is used for probably the dousing the flames in 3.3, and build event flame is for burning the crates. Build destruction is probably related, maybe in 1-9 or so, or not, 3-9. Yeah, in Awakening it gives a bullion, but you could do the same thing, where in this case it would just give you money in the... you wouldn't get an item, you would just get money. You could even say, like, if you have a skill, then on enemy phase, you would if an enemy has like a very specific steal skill that they would be able to steal money from you if they survive the combat. You can do stuff with like that. So there's a lot of things you can do with like the BM set money and BM get money. Build destruction, probably 3-9 with destroying the houses. Instant animation, I have no idea. This I have no idea. These were for the houses. I took a look at them because I had to take a look if this was used for positioning for characters, but it's used for the buildings. Don't know what this does, don't know what this does, and this is probably the function that actually sets fire to the houses. So as you can see, there's still a lot of stuff that I even don't know anything about. And we have C with numbers. These are used in multiple locations. There's no real value to them. Callbacks are of course used to create an entire event. Clear is very useful. You can clear all kinds of values. I use this in some of my projects, and you can use it to clear certain flags. So if Edward attacks and he is on 1 HP, then he says a certain thing. Then if he is if he hasn't said the thing yet, then you can, but he's brought back to like full HP through vulnerary, then you clear the flag, and then it can happen again when he's at 1 HP again, stuff like that. CMB, no clue. Then we have curve, also no clue. Camera clear is used in multiple locations, but that's mostly for cutscenes. I don't know what it does specifically. Default, camera move, like all of this is used for cutscenes, but I have no clue what they would specifically do. Let's see, a BM set and BM get. Yeah, there's also Lord Mewtwo. Nice to see you here. They're used for like a lot of things. The money, you can track how much money you have, and then with set money you can either through like combat get more money, or if the enemy takes it away. There's lots of stuff you can do with that. But nice to see you here. Hope the engage randomizer is going well. I haven't taken a big look at it, but I see that a lot of talk is still going through those channels, so must be active. I'll skip over the cameras. Chapter title is usually used for like the start of a chapter. Not that interesting. Here we go. This is just the opening. Some stuff happens here. You can see it references an anon function 23, and if it's the Japanese version, it references anon function 29. Then it goes to chapter title and it does an anon function 19, and if we look that one up, I don't know if this is the right one. It is not, because it's 110. Then it goes to the definition anon function 19, and it does all kinds of stuff. However, this means that this definition can be referenced multiple times. Oh, don't want to do that. So currently it's probably only referenced once because it happens during the opening of a chapter. But if you were to have something happen multiple times, I have a few projects that this does happen with, and there's a few skills that it does happen with. For example, if we go to Savage Blow, and here I have the Savage skill. I have multiple skills that check stuff regarding combat. However, the definition Savage skill means that I can just list it once here, and then if I type in the definition Savage skill in that script, it just goes to here and then goes through this entire thing, then goes back to the original skill script. This just means that I don't have to paste this entire monstrosity of a Savage skill script every single time. I can just make it once and reference it at later points, because as you can see, we're still going. And the same for disarm and impale, and there's multiple of these. So it's really useful to use those definitions to just declutter your entire script. Checks, pretty self-explanatory. Check damage by UI. This one actually might be very useful. I believe this is only one. Yeah, it's only done in 1-1 with Isaiah. Come on. Because for anyone that doesn't know, Isaiah, when you damage him, you change his AI from stationary to active. Same for the hand axe mercenary next to him. So here you have, we check units AI, we get HP and return V1 minus V2. Probably at the, and then on a turn, in this case on enemy phase, if get something, I don't know what this is, it's all Japanese, and if it's not normal, so if it's not easy mode, this is very important. Normal mode in the script is easy mode. They didn't change any of the coding. Even though they localized it correctly, because they changed all kinds of things with the difficulty, it's still internally named normal, hard, and maniac. And here you can see if V0 and check damage by UI V0 print something, and then unit set CP force no move flag to 0, and then change the AI to sequence all units attack 100, and also to when no one is in range, which can't happen because of course you don't have any siege magic at that moment, but say you could, if you attacked him from like the edge of the map, he would still run towards you. However, this can be applied on a lot of different places. So if you want to do more fun stuff with the AI, that's definitely one that you could use. Let's see, you haven't had time to work on it much in a while. Well, I know how that feels. I haven't been able to do a lot of things that I actually wanted to do. But there's, I know that you've been doing quite a bit of work with the animations for Radiant Dawn at some point. Like you added those custom, the custom classes with like hybrid damage. I would recommend checking out some of the previous streams, because I believe it's not the previous one or the one like 3 streams ago, I believe is the one. There's a whole load of animations with really cool new tome animations that you could use if you want to. Like you could probably make them work yourself, but I'm going to make a video on it hopefully soonish. Haven't had the time, but I'm going to showcase all kinds of cool animations that are going to be in Daybreak. Like some of them are in use, some of them are normally only used on map, but yeah, I recommend checking that out. Then going back to the list, check epilogue. Once again, haven't done much with that. Clear TT, that of course is oh no, clear terrain tile. It probably, I don't know what it does exactly again. I thought at first that this was going to be for like the, what's it called, shine barriers. However, I believe it's only used here, and this like build event extinction, haven't looked at this that much yet. The only thing I know is the callback and then poke, flame A, B, C, etc. means that you are currently here with like, if you interact with flame A, then build event flame and set flame A. This is all for the tiles that you can, on 3-3 you can burn the supplies. So you have flame A, which you can approach from different angles, and then we'll go to this entire piece, which is unused, I believe, because the enemies are not going to try and extinguish the, they haven't put in the AI to extinguish the crates. However, I might do that if possible, and then you go to flame B, extinguish B, flame C, etc, etc. But that very first piece with the clear TT, I have no clue what that actually does. I also don't know what set bomber does, for example. There's a few things here. Like, this is really easy. This is just whenever you stand on this location, and then it has to do the check if you actually get the item, but then get treasure. Either a magic dust or a coin. I don't know what this does. And these are just burning supplies. And then extinguishing supplies if the enemy would actually be able to do it. Comeback and complete subchapter is, I believe, just used for 1-6. It's only used once, so probably. Yeah, complete subchapter, Laverton. So this is to create subchapters. Configurations, haven't done much with this either. Map camera, haven't done much with that. VMC threads, I don't know. Crit effect is just for on map, so here you can see it's used in the separation of Ike and Zelgius whenever they have their fight in the tower. Damage by position. Don't know if I've used that one before, but it's only used a few times. And I don't know where this is. Threat damage, PID lay, still doesn't really tell me much. Oh, wait. This is 3-8, so this might have something to do with the tiles where lava can fall on top of you. That's what I presume. And the other place is, yeah, it's literally just here. Maybe it's used for a tutorial to warn you. I don't know what exactly it does. Damage thread I haven't used. Like, this is all also not used by me yet. Default escape talk, pretty much the same as the boss talk exclusion, except here it's like whenever you escape, that's the default escape message you'll see. Event cameras, haven't done much of that yet. Delete items from current warehouse, that is used primarily, I believe, to switch around to different perspectives. And delete items from force is the same thing, except not from the entire convoy, but just from, I believe, the units that carry stuff. Don't know what these are. Dialogue items 1 and 2. These are used for the Peleus choice, and you can see these in my reinforce video. The reinforce video has a dialogue with 2 choices, and there's also a 3 option, because once Peleus, spoiler alert, able to be recruited, you can of course refuse. What the dialogue 3 items with ST is, I have no idea, so we can take a quick look. That is used for a different result, and it is for Raphael, Raisin, and Liane. And then you get the dialogue get result, and then you get the result, which is probably used somewhere here. Dialogue default, die battle is one of the functions that you can use in a callback, same with die map. Disable skip, you can't press start and skip the entire thing. Is it just for you that Twitch is frozen? And take a quick look. Yeah, it's just for you, I believe. Problems on my side, at least. Going through this at a rapid pace. Dispos load whole force. I believe it's used for like loading the entire dispos file in one go. These are all like used for a lot of stuff. I haven't taken a look at many of these, but they all reference, of course, the dispos files. Like dispos load makes sense, but what dispos free does exactly, I don't know. And Netuzo forces something, but I don't know what. Like dispos warp, does it warp the entire content of that dispos? I have no clue what it does. Divide force, of course, is used in 3 endgame, or like between 3 endgame and 4 prologue. Door close and door open, self-explanatory. Else statements, of course, very useful. Emaps are used for like the in-between pieces, cutscenes. The best example I can give is just before the convoy attack from Ne Sala and Tabarn. You see all the hawks and ravens flying in the air. They land on the island. Like, that happens in an E map and not in a B map, because it happens on a map that doesn't exist in as a battle map. This is an entire section, I have no idea, except that I have seen that the techie attacks are fake attacks. No, Netuzo isn't Forge. Netuzo is actually for multiple locations, like it's apparently also in a Dispos file. However, I can show you what a Netuzo does, because it's mostly for specific battles. Wait, I can do this easier. Status weapons. This is a skill I've made, and it like does the same thing for like over and over, but just has different effects. However, if we go through it, we have a me and a target. We search for the items, and currently I'll just focus on the me part. If we get the item, we set savage status. However, if we search and nothing is found, then we clear it, because for some reason, if you have nothing in your inventory, it also flags it as true. So you just have to do a quick double check, like, do we have it or do we have nothing? If we have nothing, then skip everything. And then we go to the actual entire callback. Here we have, after every single event that happens, mind get me, mind get target. We search an item. Once again, we get HP values if everyone is alive. And then if we get savage status, which was done by the previous one, then we do a double check if everyone is alive. We see if we have the weapon equipped. We test if we have the skill Grandeur. If we do, we set the skill as active, because we're going to add a skill here and then remove it later on, because it's going to be a forced combat. But if we already have the skill, we want to keep it. We disable skip, so you can't go through this. We add skill Grandeur, we add status, and then we initialize a Netuzo. We disable the flatter, no clue what it does. We set the damage from our unit, we set the damage from the enemy unit. In this case, this is a miss. And then we force the unit to force a skill, like a Netuzo skill is this will activate, and then we let the battle play out according to this entire set, which in this case would be I attack, I activate the Grandeur skill, and the enemy misses. That's what Netuzo is for. After that, we do a whole load of checks, because I have skills that I don't want to have this happen with, because it would apply stuff twice. For example, the skill Dirty means that you do, after combat, you do 10 damage. And I don't want, because this is technically a combat, I don't want this to also have the 10 damage applied again. Because then if you would have someone with the skill Dirty Fighting and someone who applies a status knife, it would be throw a status knife, combat ends, and I get attacked for 10 damage because of the Fighting Dirty skill. I throw my status weapon, I apply the status, oh, that's a new combat. The Dirty Fighting is applied again, I take another 10 damage. That's not how it's supposed to happen. Those are both just after combat effects, and I don't want to have them happen twice. So this is just a big list of, like, if we're in this entire run, don't do that. Then let's see, we have the entire Dispos section, Divide Force, etc, etc. No clue what these are. E pop-up is for prompts, so think of the dialogue results. E cam sets, no clue. Et C Morim, it relates to Morim, but like what exactly, I don't know. All kinds of effects. Effects play position, for example, I do know. That one allows you to play an effect like the Galder Sing effect. That would be able to just be placed somewhere. I use it, for example, whenever my herons whenever they transform or whenever they gain 30 gauge, they automatically transform and they do that animation. And if you're interested, like, you could look it up. I haven't found anything yet, but yeah, maybe. Netuso, I don't know what it would stand for. There's a lot of effect plays, effect sky, effect unit, like lots of these, they all do their own thing, and I haven't taken a look at what they all specifically do. Effect IDs, of course, you know those. We've taken a look at all the effect IDs that we could use for new tomes. Enable skip, you can press start again. Ending is probably used in some sort of ending, but if it's the epilogue or anywhere else, I don't know. E and V are sound effects. Same with the background music. So that's an entire big section. I use some of these. I don't know why there's a 3D for some reason, but for anyone who has seen the voice acting video, I use some of these, and I don't even know which one right now, but I use some of these to use those sound effects. If I go to my code again, we can take a look, and there's, I believe, a pick. Unit select audio. So whenever a unit is picked, in this case Micaiah, we get her max HP, we get her HP, and then we divide her max HP by 2. If unit is Micaiah, and if get played Micaiah, go to end Micaiah, because we don't want to have it play again. If V2 is over V3, so if unit HP is over half of max HP, we just get Micaiah 1 and we play Micaiah, which is like, what should I do? And then we set this so that whenever we try and select her again, we don't get it continuously, it's just a one-time thing. However, event pick, same thing. Now we go through the same thing, except here, instead of if Micaiah is below half HP, then we get Micaiah low to play, which is like, must hold on, something like that. You can do more with these. This was like the most basic premise that I could think of, and I made one for Tanith as well. Here I used NV1 start, but what all of the other ones do, not exactly sure. But they all relate to sound effects, that much I know. Volume down, volume down. Micaiah learns about racism and cries. Let's see, then we have EV array dispos, EV campset, like this is all stuff that I have no clue. Events, I don't know what the event X and or get X and event get Y specifically do. They happen in the tutorial, so this is whenever you get a village, then you get an event XY. But I think if you open a door, you get an event, and let's see, where it's also for a treasure chest, I believe. Yeah, treasure box open, so this is whenever you open that treasure box, but I don't know why they put in the event get X and Y, because the coordinates are already here. Seems a little bit redundant. Event quake and quake stop. Is there any place where the entire map like shakes? Fly all or fly reset all, I don't know. Don't know. I know what unit rotate by PID and position is, but what the EV stands for beats me. As we can see, we still have quite a ways to go. I'll make a note. F left off here during stream. I'll leave it for here, because I also do want to code a bit, and we're already 1 hour in. I don't know what it would be. It might be event, but I don't know what the difference specifically would be in that case. Let's see, that is small enough. Should also be visible for you. There we go. So I'm going to probably continue going through all the other ones at a later point, because I do want to spend more than just this one stream explaining, or rather I want to do more than just explain stuff today. And I'll be right back because I'm getting an important call. So stay tuned, probably won't take long. Okay, there we are. Did everyone miss me? That was an important call. I couldn't let that one go. I saw it because it was a very strange number that I hadn't recognized before, and I was expecting one. So apologies for that. They're going to call back tomorrow. Luckily, it's not something that has a very strict deadline, but not taking the call meant that they probably wouldn't call back. But it's all good, it's all good. And let's see. Yes, hi again, Crimson Iron. I was going to get to your point first, because we have, let's see, some work that I want to do. I don't want to talk about the function list the entire stream. That's just going to take a little bit too much time. I probably spend like the entire stream and then some on it. And I can take a look at this. After that, I'm going to work on a few new skills. Aw, you've missed me. I've missed you too. Let's see, what class would you say needs most improvements in Radiant Dawn? I think... There's a few... I was going to say like Paladins or like Silver and Gold Knights are mostly shafted, except for the female ones regarding caps. Like, no one likes the speed cap, but mostly the caps of a lot of the mages could be a bit higher, and the Whisper strength cap, like for both, is just atrocious. Those feel just the worst. They might not... I'm just thinking about like how I want to use a unit in the end, and just if I want to bring a unit to endgame, I want them to have a nice performance, because everyone can be made good with enough favoritism. Like the Fiona and Meg aren't bad because of their class. Well, Fiona is quite bad because of her class, just because the terrain hates her every single map. But the classes themselves aren't per se bad, it's just that the circumstances or the units that they come with are atrocious. So whenever I want to, like, if I want to have a class that eventually fulfills the fantasy of like steamrolling the endgame in a certain way, I would like the Whispers to actually do meaningful damage, or like proc Bane a lot more than they usually do, stuff like that. So a higher skill cap, or maybe focusing more on magic, something like that. But just the feel bad moment of you proc Bane, you take a red dragon down to 1 HP, and then you tink them because your strength cap is so low. That's just a feels bad moment. Crimson Iron, could you tell me what you tried to do? Because you were going to put Leith and Mordecai in 2-3, but you couldn't have them get the right class or level, and you don't know how to fix it. I assume you have gone into the dispos files, as I am doing now. Yeah, there we go. I assumed you did as much. So that would be in 2-3. And did you replace anyone, or did you add them specifically? Because we can miss Dunved. And I would say adding, for example, them to the Dunved folder is might be good, because the script file would pick that up as a separate instance. However, what I think is happening is that something in the scripting files themselves is doing something weird. I'll take 2-2 and 2-3 for example, because they have to be phased out again. Yeah, I'm on 204, but that's correct. Let's see, because you want them to be used in 2-3, so that would be 204. Remember that 201 is the prologue, 202 is chapter 1, 203 is chapter 2, 204 is chapter 3. Come on, I'm trying to minimize. So here I have the script for 203. And if we just search for wreath, because it's always the internal name. Here we have, I don't know when this happens. This is probably at, yeah, chapter title. Dispos load, join rank, Lucina, Wreath and Mordecai. They all are joined to rank 5. And unit check transfer PID. Brom, Nethany and Heather were already in 5 and they're transferred to 5 again. So I think what's going to happen is that if we take a look at the next chapter, which would be 204, and we'll take Joffrey. Ready to base talk? Yeah, there we go. Talk event is important. It's conversation room. Unit Wuhaluda. Here we can see that he's also on number 5. Some Dispos rank, Unit and Kevin. They are part of the player team. So I think I'll have to see if there's anything relating to Leith and Mordecai in this case. No, so Morty and Leith are not here, but they are in the same Dispos group. Yeah, Kevin. Kieran is Kevin. And the third map of Act 2, so 2-3 as in the third map of Act 2, so that would be 2-2, but Leith and Mordecai are already on that map. So in that case I'm not understanding what you're trying to do, because Leith and Mordecai are already on 2-2, which would be 203 in the Dispos files. Could you tell me what you're specifically trying to do? Oh, they don't change class. That might be a bit easier. So then we are indeed in the wrong one. We'll... Come on. Give me my Paragon back. There we go. 202. So that would be 203. Yeah. Our computer's taking issue with these. So we have Leith here. Have you changed the class from... I have them specific as Cat Leith, and you won't be able to see the difference. However, the first one is untransformed and the second one is transformed. I assume you've done that already. And have you changed their starting transform to 30? Because that's also a possibility that you could use. No, not 3. 0. I always find it really stupid that they don't have the innate ability to transform, or at least have some gauge. Why should they start with 0? But there are going to be skills in Daybreak that will account for that. Because if we have Cat Leith in, that would be... you made a whole new class for Lagoos and changed it to them, yes? Okay, so you made a new class. So does it work when you use the normal cat class, or does it specifically not work with the class that you have made? Like, have you tried using just the base cat class and tiger class and then just using the transformed one? Because then you would have, for example, with Leith, you would have her as a character, and you would have to change it to, in this case, I've made a specific class as well. We're modifying 203 for chapter 2-2, and it should be the H file that you're modifying. Because the N file is the easy file and the C file is for cutscenes in between, which might also be worth looking at, because if they show up beforehand, that's something that I have had happen myself multiple times, and I think that might be the case. What's the first instance that they show on map? Would it be in, let's see, 2-1? It doesn't happen. 2-3, yeah, we'll grab the 2-3C bin as well. Here we have exactly Lucia, Leith, and Mordecai. Yeah, you use the 203H and the changes do not reflect in game. That's probably because these, the BMap 203C file, has them appear in a cutscene, and it uses their models. It's probably in the cave where they're with all the scrolls and the plans from Ludwig, with the torch and the bench and whatnot. That's a specific map, and they load the models. And here you can see that those also have classes. In this case, Lucia is Swordmaster Mia, because Mia was the default one. Leith is, in this case, already changed. And Mordecai is still a tiger. So if I were to change this, Mordecai would be a regular tiger, but Leith would actually be the correct class, because I have changed that one apparently. So I presume if you're going to also modify them in the C file, you should be fine. Because that's the first moment that they actually show up on map. That's when their classes are set, and the H file only looks and loads stuff in if nothing is specifically set yet. So I think you'll manage to overcome that. I believe I talked about this during a stream at some point. I used that Tabarn example with all the hawks and stuff like that. Or maybe I talked about it in a reverse recruitment thing. I think that might be it, because let's see, the entire thing, the problem I was having was that Ulki shifts or switches with Marcia. Like, Ulki and Marcia are switching, and when the entire problem I had was that Marcia was still counting as a Lagoose. She was still able to shift, and then she would turn into a block of tofu, red, green, white with weird markings on it. And I didn't know why for the longest time, because every other one did work as intended. Turns out that Ulki isn't loaded on that map in 3.7, he's loaded way earlier in like 3.3 or 3.4 when you do the attack on the camp. However, that's when his class was set, so I was changing stuff in 3.7 when he shows up, but that's not when his class was actually set. So yeah, let me know how that goes, and see how it works. Is it possible that a character is set at save file creation? No, shouldn't be, because that would mean that characters are not able to be different classes. Like, then the reverse recruitment, for example, wouldn't work. But you have changed the character data, I hope. So you've changed Leith as a specific class here, and then with let's see, classes, you've changed it so that the items and the class that they transform to are all different. Those are all adjusted accordingly, because that's also, of course, very important. Okay, And just now I assume you've gone to the bmap 203 data C file and changed Lucia, Mordecai, and Leith there. And if you've done that, that then begs the question, is there any place where they show up even earlier? So we could take a look at... yeah, you're trying right now. I'll just quickly go through them. Let's see, in 201, I don't... Oh, why did double click didn't work? Okay, thank you. Press cancel. 201 only has Marcia and Alincia. That's on the field. And 202 as item. Very interesting. Oh, item is Brom without any of his armor. Grandfather, Nephany, volunteers, Nephany, Brom, Nephany, volunteer. So they don't show up there, and they don't show up in any of the B maps. So 203C should be the first one that actually has Leith and Mordecai. So I think this one should be the one to change it for the better. I did show that picture, right, Garrett, of the tofu. I just call it tofu because I think it always looks like tofu, but let's see. Da, 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 da. It's my window capture. Add existing. Let's see. That's the tofu I was talking about. It's not actually tofu, but it's the best that I can describe it. We'll just have to wait, see if Crimson Iron does get it working in this case. But yeah, it's always useful, even if it's not the first instance where they pop up. You can always try the other ones. It's not going to do anything harmful to your maps. Low stats except for resistance. Strike rank E. Would it then not be strike rank S, O, and Y? So you get soy? Or... I hope I said that right. Or is it a Greek Y? In any case, tofu blocks, they are the bane of my existence. Whenever someone transforms as Legoose and they shift into that, they have 0 HP, 0 in all stats, sometimes negative 127 HP. You just know that something went wrong in that case. Which is always a pickle. Don't want to see that happen. Yeah, you remember the tofu years of the randomizer. While we're busy and while we're waiting for Crimson Iron. Where is my dolphin? Yes, you do effective damage against tofu. Yes, my dark mage. I'm going to do something. It's okay. In the meantime, I've got some. I can show some stuff to Lord Mewtwo. I don't know what the skills are all going to be because it's been a while since I've changed them. But we might be able to see some funky stuff that we did the last few streams. So, Lord Mewtwo. Normally, the Purge Tome is long range on the map. In this case, however, we've actually made it so that it's also visible during combat. And the same thing goes for the Meteor Tome, which just chucks a rock straight at the enemy. And one of my personal favorites, just how it looks, is Fenrir. Like the pulsing aura it gives off, very, very nice. However, we also added a few of our own. I don't know which ones are all going to exist. However, first thing, canon according to heroes, stone magic. It's not entirely finished, but it is quite a ways away, or it is quite far. We have our stone magic. However, we also have a Flux Tome, which I think uses the Daunt animation. Yep. Or the Nosferatu Tome. I hope these were still correct. Like, I know that I didn't change too much about dark magic. A lot of the other ones we did all kinds of weird stuff with. That would be the Spectre card. And then we have the Reaper card, I believe. And finally, for a different SS tome, we have the Death card. I'll take a quick look, see if anything funky was still in here, because we were just going through all the effect IDs. Like, even if it was just the level up animation, we also had that. This was... Oh yeah, this was just the epilogue. Like, this isn't animation, this is the epilogue. It doesn't do damage, sadly. Spin, and then it ends. Sadly, that's also like where it ends. It doesn't actually do anything. Oh yeah, that one changes the weather. All of these change the weather, probably. And let's see, Eruption. It changes the weather to snow. I was having way too much fun with this. I managed to get an incredibly large amount of new tomes. Yeah, there was class change, was also fun. This is actually a beta version of Wind Magic, which is quite fancy. We're going to keep that. This one doesn't do too much. Ah, good, it works. I assume it would be the C file, because that's what I've always had so far, that it's just the first instance a character is loaded, that's when their class is set. And this was, due to my experience, why I thought it might be the C file. Yeah, you can just try, let me know. I'll quickly go through a last few ones, just because I'm curious what we had left over, and then I'm going to work on some of the animations. We had Sandstorm. We had nothing. smoke. Nothing, and nothing. However, bolting is still quite cool. There we go. Anyway, moving away from indulging my own animation work. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are really cool. The list that I have, do I have it close by? Skill ideas, help for Daybreak. Recent. I keep forgetting where the other one is. New tome animations. Should you be able to see this one? I may have removed it. Da-da-da. These are pretty much all the skills or all the animations that I was able to find. So we've got like quite a few for fire. Thunder doesn't have that many, but there's a few that I can use. Those are currently the silence, all silence for Ashra and Lycain, and the Ashra Berserk one. And let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, for wind we had a few, for light and dark we have quite a few, and then for stone and earth magic we have a few as well. And even staves might be able to also do the animation in combat if we want to. And then there's also some other stuff regarding spirit charmers that I'm going to keep, like, you can watch the stream back for that. It's a little bit too big to explain. Also, Yaksha 1v1 Spirit followed 35 minutes ago. Apologies, I didn't notice. But thank you so much for following, and hope you've been enjoying your time lurking here. It's the second instance of Leth in 203H that seems to do it. Not what I expected, but I'm glad you got it to work in that case. In that case, I stand corrected. Now then, getting into a bit of the coding, we can do a little bit more of that. I deleted my file. Where is it? Skills idea. There we go. You all the way up there. There we go. I was going to take a look at Dark Pact today. Because at end of turn, when under 50% health, grant HP is XP divided by 2 and then deduct that after healing. I'm going to see if that's something that we can make work today. See, we'll take Reckless and copy and paste. Name is subject to change. And I'll minimize you again. So the idea is at end of turn, we take a look, see how hurt someone is. If they're below half HP or maybe below 30%, then apply this skill. And the skill is going to be take a look at experience. If experience is X, divide X by 2, get that HP back. let's see. Yeah, the randomizer just goes through all of them. That does seem like the most logical thing to do. Just like, if you've done everything, you've at least... Hydration? If you've done everything, then it can't go wrong. So you can have stuff like blue fire, purple wind. I can't see what this is due to the heart being in the way. Oh, red flux. There we go. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying and change some of the hues as well, because if that's possible, I could also create blue lightning or blue fire. Like, there's multiple things you can do with that. However, getting into Dark Pact, we're going to start a callback. That callback is going to have an event. And it's going to happen, it's either turn or turn after. We're going to keep it on turn right now. And then it happens from turn 1 onwards to turn 100 or 999. And then I believe this is how we write it. And I believe turn 1, like this, is at the start of enemy phase. So we're going to make this for Micaiah again, because we pretty much always test with Micaiah, or we could do it with Peleus in this case, but we need someone who is not all that... It doesn't really matter, we still have the Fighting Dirty to bring us down. We can do Peleus. V0 is unit get by PID. And that is going to be PID... Oh. PID Peleus. I hope that is his internal name as well. I believe it is. V1 is unit get max HP V0. V2 equals unit get unit get HP V0, and then V3 equals unit get or no, unit this is going to be V1 divided by 10, and then V4 equals V3 times 3. So that would be 30%. And now we have to go for a look. That's why I always pretty much have the that's why I always have the all functions list next to me. This is why I really like working with like the split screen. And this is going to be Dark Pact at end of turn, like at end of player phase, whenever a unit is below 30% health, in this case Peleus, but it will be a skill maybe for someone else, they regain half of their, they regain HP equal to half of their experience points, and then that experience points, those experience points are also deducted. So we have to take a look at where we can find some stuff like HP. Here we have unit set HP, but hopefully there's also a unit get HP. But that might not be. I have to probably look into this one in that case. God, which skill? There's a unit get function which can get like multiple facets of a character, but I don't remember which one is the experience value. The goose promotion? No, it's not promotion. Wait, I can look this up for something else, but Just give me one moment. Yeah, he does. It does fit for Peleus. He does have the pact with a spirit, and he has, of course, the blood pact. And him not being all that experienced, so every time he gets hurt and he trades in experience to actually... He trains in his life experience just to get healthy again. It actually does fit Peleus quite well. Where I'm going to find this. This is going to take just a moment. I have a different script file that I have to take a look through. Crimson. Good luck at your barber appointment. Please don't let him cut your cheek or anything like that. And hope you enjoy the new hairdo. Where is my... There we go. Data, files. And of course, see you next stream, which will be on Thursday. If anyone saw the schedule, it was wrong. It was on Friday, but it's supposed to be on Thursday. 104. Units get. So here we have 78. There we go, unit get and unit set. These are very important. These are unit set and unit get. In this case, unit set is V1, which is any of Laura, Raphael, or Micaiah. 7 is the experience value, 6 is level, and 78 is the value. So what we can do would be... V5 equals unit set V0 7, so we get the experience value, and then V6 equals V5 divided by 2, because we want that value to be the amount of HP that we get. And then afterwards we also want V7 equals V5, because that means that we can take that value and reapply it and subtract it from the unit get. So that would be V5 would then be the 7. The value would be that we have would be deducted by V5, which is in fact the same one, but here we store the value. I hope that's going to work. If let's see, then we have to take the... If V4 is smaller than... If V2 is smaller than V4, so if current unit HP is smaller than 30%, and we enter a new function, we open brackets, and here we're going to steal a little bit from our live to serve skill, because it's going to also heal the character. We disable skip, we focus on Peleus, we focus wait, we play the effect ID live, but in this case I want it to be a little bit darker, so I would say we are going to play effect ID Spectre card, and we also need the X and Y coordinates. So V8 equals unit get X, and that would be from V0. And then V9 equals unit get Y, V0. So here we have V8, V9. That's where the effect ID plays, and then show heal window. V0, we want that to heal by... And here we might run into the same issue that we had last time. Let's see. So I'm going to try, but this probably won't be the correct one. V6, because that is currently the half of the experience. But the heal window was messing us up the last time. So we'll see what happens. And then unit set HP V0, V6. And then the last thing we have to do is unit set V0 7 for the experience, and then V5 minus V7. And hopefully that works, but I'm not sure. Then we wait and we enable skip. It does compile, so that's one good start. Also, lab member, nice to see you here. Unit get by PID Pitnefany. I am so sorry for what's going to happen soonish. I've got a video cooking, and one of your characters is going to feature, but not in a way you're going to like it. She is going to be essential to the video though, so there's still some value there. And last stream I said, or you think that, Christ. I always thought it would be cool if Lagoose could promote. Not sure how that would look. Maybe they learn to equip Bjork warriors or Bjork armor so tigers get more armored plates. That would take a lot of work on models. Not sure I would be able to do that. And then you said last stream, I think, that these skills work on a chapter basis, so you would have to copy and paste these skills to every chapter. Yes, that is correct. That is definitely correct. So all of the code I have, and you can see that I'm on like 36,000 and we're not even close to the bottom, like all that code is currently only for chapter 1 because that's where I test everything, and then I can shrink it all down for chapter 1 itself, but I have to distribute all the stuff evenly. So whenever Dark Pact would be applicable, it has to feature in that chapter. So everywhere where Peleus is deployable, I would have to have that piece of code in that chapter script. Now then, we're going to see and test if this skill works. But you see, Garrett, Lagoose will be able to promote. Even better yet, the code and the scripting for it already exists. Lagoose can already promote. However, they don't promote in the same exact way as Bjork units do, but I'll leave it at that. So, Peleus currently has 0 XP. We're going to give him a very small amount of experience. I could also just include that in the I could include that in the entire thing, like just put a turn 1 he has so much experience for the next time we test this. However, I'll just quickly kill all these characters. Oh, we get crit twice, nice. Come on, you can do this. We proc flare, we gain some XP or some HP back, that's all fine. This is only just so we can have a little bit of experience. And I need to get rid of all the characters around him. Because this is how we're going to get damaged. We get attacked, we get attacked. Okay, that's good. Take 10 damage. Now this is where we have to dodge one attack. Or no, even if we don't dodge an attack, fighting Gertie shouldn't kill us, but now we get put below 30% HP. And we'll see what happens. Well, something happens. He gets put to 0 HP. That's not good. So he has 3 HP. That's part 1. Then 3 HP. We have the animation, or we have an animation. We don't get the unit heal window. But at least things are happening. And his experience is put to 0, so that part is working. Because he had, I didn't check, he had 26 experience, and he would, in this case, he would heal 13 HP, or that's what is supposed to happen. So he would have to end up at 16, and then he would lose 26 HP, because he would actually use all the experience that he has to heal back. So currently in the healing process, something is going wrong. I'll make a quick callback. That means, just so we can look at it a little bit easier. Event turn, and then 1, and we want to have it only on turn 1, and we want it to happen on our phase. V0 is units get by PID. PID Peleus. Unit set with caps on. Unit set V07. Let's put it at 26. So this is a very small script where he does indeed get, just at the start of turn, he gets put to 26 experience. No, we have an invalid token. What did I do wrong? Is it this? Oh, here. Semicolon, very important. Yeah, Garrett, you just wait and see. And one day when we maybe can crack main doll, I mean, there's been quite a few advances on main doll so far. But the structure of the entire file might be an enigma, but we know little code snippets. Now then, we have to take a look at where the healing is going wrong. The bar of entry seems to be working correctly, and unit set. I'm just going to take a quick look if the unit set is done correctly. Oh wait, this doesn't have a capitalization. Neither do you, by the way. So unit set, unit get, these are all now good. Okay, let's try that first. Unit set. Or is this a unit get? That might also be my mistake. Unit get, yeah, that's better. Okay, we'll try again. So this was not just the code not working, it was just me not writing correctly, which is a very important reminder. Always take a good look at all your code. So we have this very small piece of code now here, the callback on turn 1, and you'll be able to see that if done correctly, Peleus now should have 26 HP, or XP. And here we go. That at least is working. And shouldn't the unit's set HP be V2 plus V6? Yes, it should. However, I'm working off of the idea that it currently isn't working correctly yet, because last time when we tried working with live to serve, it was doing weird stuff with the heal window. So I'm going to take a look and see how this behaves, and from there on try and correct it as necessary. So yes, I'm currently working under the assumption that it isn't working correctly. Turn on the animations off and unequip. $25. Okay, we'll make save state. I don't want to die. And now we might be able to see as well, we could die here if the Brigand also hits us, and if Pugo hits us. However, if either of them miss, but if one of them hits, then we should be able to see if... Okay, we could die here. Please miss. Please miss. Please miss. Oh, we get miracled. Okay, we were hit, and then if done correctly, yeah, fighting dirty never kills. So normally it does 10 damage. However, you can see here that it also doesn't kill. We're put at 1 HP. I totally forgot that Miracle just has a fixed activation rate. He currently also doesn't have it, which is why I probably didn't think of it. So we're going to see and see what happens now. We have 38 HP, so max we should be able to heal back 19 to 20 HP, and then we should lose 38 XP. And there we go. Apparently it's working as intended. And he has 0 XP. Would you look at that? Code just working as pretty much intended. The only thing we need is 1 more HP because he's healing 1 too little. So you are correct in that we should have probably then V2 plus V6 in both of these. And I think we do a V2 is unit get HP, V0, just so we update the value. And once again, gotta work on my capitalization. And here as well, V2 plus V6. And now we'll try again. I think this might actually be a great skill for Peleus, because it ties in with him being inexperienced. Like every time he stumbles and he has to pick himself back up, he loses experience. And it also ties in with being a Dark Pact, with the Blood Pacts and his Spirit Charm. I think we might just keep this one for Peleus himself. Yes, hello Leonardo. Don't forget to turn off animations. And we should just be fine because we can activate Miracle. Yeah, this is a pretty cool skill, and all thanks to the modders on the GBA engine, because they actually thought of this skill beforehand. Like this is one I just pretty much stole the idea from when I was looking through their entire skill library. So we have 1 HP. Do we go back to... That's not entirely what we want to see happen. So we get put to 2 HP. That's not intended. V6 is V5 divided by 2. Why don't we get the experience added to that? We can probably do this differently. If we do V10 equals V2, which would be our current HP, plus V6, which is, oh wait, V5 divided by 2. Yeah, no, that would track. That is experience divided by 2. So what if we change this now to V10? Does that? We're so close, and yet it still didn't work. No, 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 Themos, no. In your corner. Those are not skills that I'm going to entertain. I mean, I'm going to have skills like Gatry with his flirtatious and I don't recall what I called the one for Heather, but I'm going to have my own versions of nice thighs and nice personality skills. I know exactly what you're talking about, and get your mind out of the gutter. Oh crap, sorry, animations. Yes, we don't have personality, we don't have nice thighs, we just have tree. Okay, we're at 3 HP. I'm rather tired, so I think this is the point where I officially stop lurking. See you next time, and good luck getting Peleus to convert his brain cells into extra scar tissue. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed. Lurking is also just fine. It really does help, especially because I'm currently like not yet affiliate, and you need at least 3 viewers at the same time. So having those concurrently, even just you being here, being around, it's nice to have someone to talk to, or rather someone who's willing to listen. And it really does help a lot. So thank you, and well, go to bed, have a nice evening, and catch you soon. 17? Are we good? Are we good? We're still at 17. Where's my current HP? It's so close. So close, but not yet. 3 HP. So we should go to 20, and that's what it shows. However, then when we view it again, we're at 17. Your experience is 34, so that tracks. You should get 30, or you should get 17 HP. But then where does the last 3 HP stay? At the end of turn, we have a callback. Does this one do anything? No, it doesn't. I don't think so, at least. I guess we can store that value. Or rather, then we'll make this V10 equals V2, just so we store the value, I guess. We'll make this V11. And we'll make this V11. Would that work? Hopefully, if we just store the value, that's going to solve our problems. Because it does show, and it shows correctly in the heal window, but it doesn't reflect it as when we set the value. Maybe we don't even need to set the value. I'm going to, if this doesn't work, I'll just remove the unit's set HP. Yeah, this doesn't matter. Okay, Peleus, get your ass over here, unequip your weapon, and animations off. That's also one thing I'm really going to look forward to whenever I get to a point where I can just automatically have some A button presses happen and all the settings on the start of player phase just get turned to what I want them to be. Okay, we're on 1 HP again. We have 38 experience. We should be put to 20. We get 19, that's good. We have enemy phase. Still 19. If I remove this and just have this show heal window happen, what happens then? This pretty much means that I'm hoping that the heal window isn't just a visual thing, but that it also actually does apply the healing. Because then we don't need the unit set HP and it should all be fine. No, sorry Nolan. Sorry Nolan, once again. 1 damage, 0 damage, that's all fine and dandy. Nolan, actually move out of the way. We get crit, okay. 1 HP, 33 experience, that's the lowest we've had so far. 16. Okay, it works. And we lose all HP, or all XP. I think we have a skill that we can make a YouTube video about. That's pretty exciting. Means that I'll have to also implement a little bit of Paragon. Because we have a skill that has to be made. All the way down to the bottom. We're going to add an item. And we'll copy the... I guess lungeable is fine. Skill ID. Yeah, Dark Pact. We'll just call it that. MC ID. Dark Pact. Dark Pact. And this is skill 4EF. Skill Dark Pact. At end of player phase, if unit is under 30% HP, unit heals, our unit consumes XP to heal for half, to heal for half that amount. And then the smaller one, Dark Pact, we won't be able to see this one because it's for the in-base. Consume XP to heal units when below 30% HP. No effect ID is needed. This one cannot be equipped with the skill ID Dark Pact, because you can't have it yourself. There are, I assume this is going to be a personal skill, so this one shouldn't be removable. That means, for example, what is a personal skill? Let's see, Wild Heart Dummy, it's capacity type 1. Okay, that's good. It has 0 capacity. It can only be used by... I mean, these can both go. Actually, no, I'll keep the SFXC human. And then we need a skill icon for this. And I have one specifically for pacts made with spirits. Okay, here we have Wind, Thunder, Fire, and here we have the Dark Pact. So we have a Dark Pact skill. I think I'll call it Dark Charm, but Dark Pact internally is totally fine. And I think that's pretty much all we have to do for this. There is no unlock item because it is not usable. It doesn't need any capacity. And it's only for Peleus. So I think this should be enough. Come on, don't be like that. The only thing that we need to do now is go to BMAP 101. Kaya, so where's Peleus? Here is Peleus. We give him the skill ID Dark Pact. So he has it. And we save. And the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to put this entire thing within an if statement. So we'll put a little tab, and then if unit test skill v0 skill ID Dark Pact. And that should be it. Now it only works if he actually has the skill. Now it doesn't really need to do anything like this. Could be left out because it will be a skill that's not possible to take away from Peleus. He will always have it. However, just for code clarity and for removing any weird bugs, this is useful to do. Now then, I will have to quickly copy and paste a few things because otherwise it won't take effect. Please no spontaneous combustion. And imagine you're staying true to the English version of percent skills like resolve and yeah, those mistakes are removed in the PAL version, which is why the PAL version is superior. And here's the moment of truth. Dark Charm. At end of player phase, if unit... Oh, small spelling mistake. Is under 30% HP, unit consumes XP to heal for half that amount. I'll quickly remove that spelling mistake immediately. I'll save. And yeah, it's interesting that set HP wasn't necessary. Hello, Leo. Oh, crap. He has... Is anyone going to survive? Probably not. No. That is not good, because now I can't get below low enough health. Okay, this time I'm going to make sure to unequip. Move Nolan out of the way. And what I want to do after this is I am going to put his experience at like, let's say 99. Or not 99, but like 70. He won't level up, so he'll end up with like high experience, and I want to see how much he actually loses. Because that's something that might actually also still not work. Currently he's set to 0, but that's not supposed to happen. So we'll see in just a moment if that is working as intended. Oh, were you below? You were below 30% HP. You have 34 XP, so you would heal for 17, so that would put you at 28. You have 0 XP, you have 28 HP, and Dark Charm is here working just as intended. So a final small test, instead of 26 we'll put it at 76. And I think that is a great moment, like after we've tested this, to end the stream. I can make a small video of this as well, upload that, make Dark Pacts like a functioning skill, and from there on I am probably going to have to fix dinner, or maybe dinner will have been made. I'll have to take a look and see. But this was very useful progress. Managed to make a skill, managed to talk about some of the functions, like explain what they do, even though like 80% of them I still don't know what they all do. 76 HP, like last test run. And his under is also fixed. Okay, let's get Peleus hurt, and we'll see how much XP he will have after this. I guess it's in your best interest to have him not work as intended, because that would mean I'd have to continue streaming a little bit more. He has 84 HP. He will heal 41. So, oh, we're barely making it. So he would heal 41, that's 82 experience. So he would end up with 2 experience after this, if done correctly. 41. Very nice. 0. So that's not working as intended. We were so close, so close. You're getting a little bit extra time. So where is that not working? Maybe... I guess we can take a look and let's see the... We can remove unit set HP. However, we could, in theory, do V12 equals V11. V11 times 2. And then unit set would be, in that case, V... So here we have the value that is being healed, and then V13. This is currently getting a little bit ugly, but I can clean this up at a later point. Currently it's just making sure that the code works. V13 is... No, I don't need a V13. Unit set is... Let's see, where did we store it? Unit get 7. That would be V5 minus V12. So now it should be the unit experience that we stored, and that would then be deducted by double the health that we healed. Oh yes, I can move the Paragon window. Apologies, we don't need that anymore. So, just to show what I did, after the heal window I removed the unit set HP. I added V12, which is now V11, which is the... No, this is actually also not correct, because then we're taking what is... Let's see... Show heal window V11, that's not what we need. We need V6. V6 is V5 divided by 2. So V12 would be V6 times 2, because that's the amount of healing, or the amount of experience that we get. Which might be weird that we're not taking the initial value, but that's apparently not working. So maybe this is going to do what we want. Because now we have V5, which is the original experience value, minus double the experience that we used to heal. I guess we'll see in just a moment. We'd probably use V1 as the max HP to determine how much was healed. There's probably a way to do this to come to the same conclusion. I just currently know that this way, because I've been working with units set HP and such for a while, units set max or get max HP is, I believe, a little bit more restrictive from what I've experienced so far. So we are currently not below 30%, I believe. No. No, we get crit, and we take 8 damage. We're at 1 HP. 88, which is not helpful, because we currently would heal exactly the same amount as we would lose. Does anyone have a vulnerary? Oh, we have an herb, and I believe that is still going to put us just below 30%. Also, what's up, Donlot? Hope you're doing well. We're working on a skill, and it's almost entirely correct. This is the Dark Charm skill, which is going to be for Peleus, most likely. Still 0 XP. To explain it, at the end of player phase, if the unit is under 30% HP, unit consumes XP to heal for half that amount. Let's see, V6 minus V1 minus V11 times 2. I'll just trust you on that one. I think I'll make that... Yes, set V12 to that. So V6 minus V1 minus V11 times 2. Does that ring? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Apologies. V12. I'll put it back. Okay, let's see how that works. Thank you very much, Lord Mewtwo. Also, Donlot, you're like at the very end of the stream, so You'll get the last few snippets, but I will be making a video of this skill in just a moment. I'll probably make it after dinner. V5 minus V12 will... Oh, right, This is probably not going to work, but we'll test it in just in case. I was just thinking of the unit set, and then I removed the V5. You're right about that. Okay, we're at 1 HP again, which means we probably have to grab an grab an herb. Okay, 11 HP. We heal for 33. And now it's 80 HP, so at least we lost a little bit, but V5 minus V12. So easy when it just sets it to 0, but if you have more XP than you're actually healing, then it just takes a little bit more effort. Go through the last few iterations. Hello, Leonardo. I really should, like, I say this every stream, but I really should put Leonardo in, like, the turn 1 spawn and move Nolan up 1 space, so I don't have to do that every single time. Okay, 1 HP once again. It is good that Leo is showing up, however, because we do need your herb. Okay, so 30% HP, 84. Heal for 33, so 66. 84 minus 66. 18 XP, if I'm correct. 4 XP, that's almost correct, but if we heal for 66, then that is... Currently we're healing... We're deducting 84. We're getting closer. So V6 is V5 divided by 2. That is what we need. Like, in theory, wouldn't it just be V5 divide or V6 times 2 again, but then we should be able to use V5. We are getting closer. And then we V1 minus... This might just be in the wrong order. V1 minus V11 means that we're... Max HP minus... unit get HP. Yeah, I see what you're getting at, but it's almost working, just barely not. Yeah, shall we try that? V11 minus V1? It might just also be that it's taking the order in a wrong way. Like that, the ordering of how it's getting to the end result. Maybe the times 2 is being done beforehand. This is just a little bit of the specifics of Exalt with how it goes for certain values and how it comes to certain conclusions. I think it doesn't always follow the PEMDAS. Yeah, unequip. And put you here. I do hope we don't get put to 1 HP again. Would be a little bit easier. 43 HP. Is that enough? That is 44. I could swear that he had 45 before. So that's 41 HP. Times 2 is 82. So yeah, we should be good now. We should be with 2 experience left over. $84. No. I think I'll take a look at this at a later point, when I'm like after dinner. It's very close. It's just this little piece of the puzzle that, like, this tiny piece of the puzzle that we have to fix, but everything else works. The HP is going as it should be, and we do have the skill working as intended. I don't see a lock, however, so let's see, flare 6. I'll have to change that as well. I didn't put the correct capacity type, or the correct capacity type. It should be locked, because now we can remove it from him. But I'm going to keep it at this. I'm going to take a look, see what is going to happen for dinner. I'll probably work on this a little bit more in after food, maybe release the video tonight, maybe tomorrow. But in any case, Lord Mewtwo, especially thank you for all your help, like with just thinking with me, going through the skill, and it's really cool to see like more of these coming up. Oh, you'll send a message? That's awesome. And Donlot, really quickly, what are some of your favorite game series other than Fire Emblem? To end the stream with, I grew up with Pokemon. I got Pokemon Yellow when I was a kid. I grew up through the entire thing, played Yellow, Gold and Silver. I got both of them. Then I got Crystal as well, which is still one of my favorites because Suicune is one of my favorite Pokemon. Then we had Ruby. Then we had Emerald. I bought Emerald twice even. I don't know why I didn't buy Sapphire, but I had like this specific file I didn't want to lose for my Battle Frontier. I managed to get like multiple silver medals and a few gold ones. Even with a Trico, I didn't want to evolve my Trico, so it was level 100. And from there on out, I got a different Emerald file, like to just play through the game again. Played Diamond, played Platinum, and like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Platinum, Emerald, and Crystal. Those are like my favorite games for different reasons. Some are for gameplay, some are for post-game content, some are for the vibe of the world, some are for the lore, and some are for just nostalgia. I did play X and Y. I didn't quit Pokemon after that. I'm still interested in the like Showdown meta and in the VGC meta, but I don't really play anything anymore. I also played a lot of Phoenix Wright, played Zelda, Fire Emblem, Kaya Dark Lineage. I'll let you figure out what that one is. It was a really cool game for the PlayStation 2. Oh, and a lot of Need for Speed Most Wanted. I really like Need for Speed Most Wanted and Underground. But with that, I am going, and thank you for the stream. I'll see you guys later. Sal out.